Hi guys, and welcome back to 100 Lit. I'm your host, QueenJ, and I hope you're having a really great start to your weekend. Actually, you're like midway through it by now. And thank you so much for your patience for my late recording. Everything was just crazy this week. And also, thank you so much for tuning in. So right now I'm reading Expected to Die by Lisa Jackson. I've had that book for a good year and a half now, and I'm finally getting to it. So I'm happy about that. I'm about 70 pages in, and I'm picking up a lot from it on my own writing journey. Speaking of that, though, my writing, I'm almost about 10,000 words through my book, Wicked Unearthed, which is to be a cozy paranormal mystery, which is a genre that's very, very new to me as far as writing and story creation, so that's fun. And according to my calendar, I should be so much further ahead than I am, but I still count it as a win because at least I have some words on the page, which is almost 10,000 words more than I had, say, this time last year, which is when I first got the idea. So I count it as a win. At least if nothing else this month, I got started. So that's great. So one of the things I'm doing along the way as I write is reading other works, which is said to be the best way to write. You know, you can't write as well as you want to without reading a lot of different books. And as I said, right now I'm reading Expected to Die by Lisa Jackson, and I'm learning a lot from her writing. I actually first learned of Lisa Jackson some years ago from the book Malice in the Ben's Montoya series that's based in New Orleans. And that, I don't remember which part of the series that was, but I remember really enjoying it and picking up more in the series, and I read that entire series, and honestly I'm waiting patiently for more. Now the one I'm reading now is from the Pascoli Alvarez Montana series, which I like it, but I'm not as crazy about it as Ben's Montoya, mainly because of Pascoli's children. They bug me so much that I could barely enjoy a lot of the stories, but so far I really like this one. I really like Expected to Die, and regardless, I love the way Jackson doesn't just say, or the characters don't just say, her characters shout and demand and retort and bite, you know, things like that. That's something that I'm trying to stay mindful of, that there's more than one way for a character to speak in, and using those different words for said can contribute to distinguishing each character's voice. And that makes it that much easier for a reader to figure out just who they want to identify with, who's a villain, and much, much more. Another lesson that I'm really learning is about the scenery, painting the picture of each scene. I've read a lot of Jackson's books, and sometimes she does it just right. And so far that looks to be what's happening here, where it's just enough that you can see what's happening. And then there's other times where it just feels like it's too much. Like, I don't need a full picture of the woods to know you're talking about a character who is currently standing in the woods. I get it. You told me the woods, I got it. So as I'm writing, I'm of course trying to turn down my self-editor and save her for later when the whole project is done, but I'm trying to also be mindful of painting enough of the picture so that the reader gets it, and they can really work their own imagination and make their own inferences from there. Like Jack Rhodes and Killer by Stephen Carpenter said it best: if the reader wants to picture the villain as their past math teacher or an ex or someone in their life that they don't like, it's best to just let them, because they're going to do it anyway. So I want to try not to drown out my characters with a list of characteristics. So it's been an interesting journey so far, and I'm sure there are going to be much more interesting days of writing to come. I think we're like at a little over halftime now, so we'll see how far I get. So that's all for today, for today's episode of 100 Lit. I'm still reading Expected to Die, so I'm sure there's a lot more I'll grasp by the end of that story. which I'll be sharing with you. So if you like this episode, want to recommend a book or whatever you want, like, comment, share via QueenJReads.com or on Twitter or Instagram at QueenJReads. Also, any writers out there, I'd love to know, get your thoughts on and feelings on your writing projects and journeys during the remainder of the month. So be sure to hit me up there too. All right. So until next time, have a great weekend and enjoy the books that bring you life.
Every journey, everywhere in Ireland is always within reach, behind the wheel of a 191 BMW. Because right now, every BMW is available with reduced prices and 1.9% APR on selected models. Find out about the full range of offers at discoverbmw.ie or contact your local retailer. Finance subject to status, over 18s, Irish residents only. Terms and conditions apply, a guarantee may be required. BMW Financial Services Ireland DAC is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.